What's up? Flip this over, turn this around different way so I can. Just realize my life can be really, really tough. And a lot of times, what makes it tough, that I think we think about it every day. We use it every day. And yet we just overlook it. Sounds like a riddle. But honestly, it's about money. It's purely about money. I've been feeling myself. I just got off the phone talking for a couple of days to my ex, one of my ex girlfriend / baby mama. Wow. Out of the whole conversation, out of everything I've said, I was replied back with, it's not about the kids. I realized it's about the money. One that I had to think about for a long time of, damn, why don't I have as much money as I need? What's going on? I realized that it's deeper. It was deeper than that. It has become deeper as I get older, of course. And I think back to myself as I'm walking through this beautiful neighborhood that pretty much seems grounded. But you know, every neighborhood has this, every neighborhood has one. I came from a neighborhood that was dysfunctional. It was all dysfunctional. It was the next level from the projects type shit. It was just enough where people kept their yards. Okay. You had a few people in the neighborhood, in the vicinity, or in the district, where they put a whole bunch of shit in front of their yard and made it look, I don't know, interesting. Me and my mom, I remember a lot. And people tend to not know your story. They don't know what you've been through. A lot of times, especially these days, people will refer to somebody else or refer to something rather than come to you and ask you or talk to you about it. They will leave this planet with somebody else's bullshit. I don't think I ever had a moral issue. I never had a moral issue. I love people. I love good people. I love to have fun. I love to be adventurous. I love to explore. I've been curious all my life. So happened that I've been curious about women. That's what had led to women, which brought me back to my mom. What type of relationship me and my mom had. Me and my mom had a relationship. And this only comes up when I see other relationships. I see other people in other races type of relationships. And it's called a parental relationship. Okay? A parental relationship is like no other. It is not supposed to be broken under no circumstances, without no other means. It is unbreakable. You understand? When you have parents that care, you have parents that are looking out for your future. You have parents that they know what it's like to struggle. But their main focus is to get you personally, is to get you prepared when you don't have to make hourly decisions and causing you wages. They want you to be free of the circumstances of financial binds. They don't want you to have their debt. They don't want you to feel like you're indebted to them. They want you to be strong and passionate about the talents they gave you. You know, treat these talents as one, precious, like jewels. Hey, what's up, guys? And just home in on them, you know? Make things easier and fun for you in life. When you get to the point where, hey, you don't worry as much. You don't have any worries. You're not worried about the next food. You're not worried about where you're gonna stay. You're not worried about what you're gonna eat. All this is choice. And when parenting gets to that point, you produce amazing children. Oh man. You produce some amazing children. And they become amazing people, you know? Passionate people, compassionate people, people who care about other people, period. Without a condition. I can't understand these days, how can people get upset with each other? How can you be upset with somebody else? I never understood this before. How can you be upset with somebody else enough to want to shoot them? Or how can you get that upset? I only really hear about it in the media. I see a lot of it in the movies. But I'm not quite sure how this affects me. Just speaking about it. It doesn't have to come in such a dramatic way. It doesn't have to come in a shooting. It doesn't have to come in a murder. It doesn't have to come in nothing like that. It can come just by someone telling you, hey, I heard. Or just assuming they think they know who you are or how you are. Like they have lived with you or been around you for 50 years. Most of your life, or even 10. 10 had been the best. But I just had a relationship with mom. I couldn't understand it. I know what it has brought me to. You know, people say you can't blame other people, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't blame nobody for none of your failures, but you should blame a parent, because this is about parental. This is about parental responsibility. As I got older, probably in my 30s, 40s, I started hearing this women claiming I've done my best. I did my best. I did all I could do. He still turned out. Cop out. Clearly, it's a cop out. Clearly, you have told the world that you don't give a fuck. You don't fuck about what you produced. You put it out into the world, and you did your best on handling it, creating it, making it something beautiful. Instead, you feel like, hey, I did my best. I gave it all I could. I did all what I knew. I watched this woman excel in an organization that was killing families. I didn't realize this until I got older. Excelled in it, and at the same time withheld. Oh, yeah, she withheld pretty much. I want to say she withhold, but she ain't here no more. So she withheld her conditions of how she thought or what she felt about families. She never gave any advice for me on how, what to do, or when to raise a family. Information deleted. What I do remember is she chose a man who only had compassion and sorrow for his life, for his existence. It just showed in his appearance that he stopped giving a fuck. Period. Somewhere. But he decided he wanted to stick around. I guess because he ain't had shit else to do. Literally. A lot of men find themselves in this situation right here. Just in a relationship, in a dead zone. And you looking for shit on the outside just to numb it down, numb the fucking pain. I can relate to that now that I've gotten older. But this guy didn't know. He didn't want to excel. He didn't have the acceleration. His acceleration went into coaching and where he worked. That's it. And he really didn't excel in either of those. He went into it, learned it. I'll take out the fuck around, but he learned it. And when he learned it, it was no acceleration after that. It was just maintain. And you do that because you're under suppression of something. And whatever it was for him, it showed because he got bigger. His size got bigger. His physique just fell off, period. He didn't have no more physique. That's a good one, physique. Thank you. I just watched this. I watched all this shit. And through it all, I had my own issues. I had issues where I just wanted to get the fuck away. I had issues where I wasn't really attracted to anything at that point, but there was a lot of shit attracted to me. And I didn't understand it. A lot of shit just attracted to me personally. I definitely didn't understand how it was happening. Didn't understand why it was happening. I was never given the instructions, to just understand what is happening. What type of people am I attracting? Or what type of people I should be attracted to? And how could I control it? And the first thing was to be aware. That's what I do understand now today. Then I was not taught by my parent, hey, how was your day today at school? Oh, okay. So your interaction with this person, let's think about it. I want you to be aware. Some different people out here. And these different people, they don't listen to your intentions and they have other intentions for you. So you have to be aware of this. Like teachers have a curriculum. You go by the curriculum, strictly by the curriculum. The way you go by the curriculum, get closer to the teacher. Who is your teacher? I'm gonna talk to your teacher. Okay. That's called parental guidance. This lady came to work and went home every day. And sometimes she stayed out late. Sometimes she went to the club. She just did things that was very unorthodox to parenting. Now that I understand this. But she was well liked and she was well deserved in some part of her life, which was the housing authority. Being a part of the housing authority was like, wow, I didn't realize at that point how big it was and how major it was. I didn't realize this. I damn near didn't know what the fuck she was doing. I knew she'd go to a building every day, or she'd go to different buildings, and these were called projects. And the projects was a place where people, they partied all the time. I ain't gonna front, fuck it. It was a party. They had kids and they partied. They partied as hard as they could, damn near every day. They got off work, they drank, they smoked, and it was a party at somebody's house. Whether it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, somebody had a designated Friday and a Saturday. You know where to go. It was really never focused on family. This shit was not about having a family. That party that probably was at the person's house, at somebody's house, guess what? That party was definitely a family. It was a family. You had the cousin, had grandma, you had aunties, everybody's there and damn near staying there. But the key component was there was a father there. The father in the home of that place where you partying, playing cards, having that. It was a functional family. There was some balance, obviously. Most homes, there's an order. You have a father that produces, he produces life, kind of over-produces. Then you have a mother who directs. She loved directing shit. I think they call it designing now, but she directs. And when you have friends, people coming from the outside to join in, you're bonding with, there's an order to that home. And let me tell you something. The difference between partying and socialization. Socializing. Let me tell you something. It's a big difference. Big difference. You got socializing, where a little bit of religion comes into play. Because there's one thing that sticks out. A woman must obey her husband. And a husband really should listen to his wife. He should listen. But a wife, she really needs to obey. This is a key component in socializing. A woman loves to host. She loves to design. She loves to feed. She loves to see reactions on people's faces when her effort is put in to creating, joy, happiness, excitement, a lot of positive things. She wants to keep that going. Partying, it's deep. You want to make that person or have the atmosphere so excited to the point where people that's coming in are really coming in from not being happy. So they kind of bring in, unhappy juice into the positive excitement that's supposed to be going on. So when you leave, a lot of people leave drunk. Social, it's the wine. You're drinking wine. You're not drinking alcohol, hard alcohol. You're drinking wine. With this situation, partying, it's hard. It's hard as hell. So it makes it kind of hard to communicate and to keep that positivity going, walking away from a party. I didn't know this back then. If I'd known what I know now, back then, I'm going to say everybody is in a place where they need to be. It's not a coincidence. It's not a happenstance. You're where you need to be. There's 4 versions of it. and we get sci-fi on your ass. There's 4 versions of this. That's why you have the movies, you have the radios, you have telephones, and you have computering. 4. Those are 4 ways of looking and doing and finding yourself. And 4 other ways. And you're in one now. Everybody. Not just me, you too. My mother didn't sit me down and talk to me about these things. She didn't sit down and she didn't have a good conversation with me. She kept a lot of secrets. She did a lot of shit that was really not for parenting. I don't advise no parent to hit their child, period. That's not my advice. My advice is not to do what your parents did to you back in the day when parents was whooping their kids. Whippings came from slavery. Goddamn, what the fuck? Do you not? I'm pretty sure you understand this. Duh. Don't hit your child in the malice way. Don't. Stop. 1, it breaks a vessel. It's a vessel of trust. Unpure trust. Because you can't, when you hit your child, when you smack your child stop trusting you. And then they start testing you. And then they start testing their limits because they don't have that issue. They can't hit you back. Wow. Listen. Talk to them, sit them down, help them realize that life is full of twists and turns. But you can control it. You can either twist or you can turn. You don't want nobody or nothing twisting and turning you. Because you have control issues. You don't know how to control shit. I was not taught this shit. I had a twist of women, and I had a turn of events. Man, let me tell you, this is my life. And it coincides with everybody else's. It affects a lot of other people. And the way I'm turning out now today, it's like, wow. I got motherfuckers wanting me, on the run, always running. I have not in life yet have seen a permanent home. Something I can call my own. Put your name on leases, but that's not your shit. That's somebody else's shit. And they're controlling your time, they're controlling your resources, they're damn near controlling your well-being. So what the fuck is this? It just got me to thinking, and these are my thoughts. Me and my mom, parental shit. I listen to other people's relationships sometimes when people talk about how they got relationship with their mom. I'm thinking this is rare. This is rare. It's gotta be. Because probably out of the 10 people that I associate myself with every day, 7 of them got, issues with their mom. 7. They got issues. And shit, 5 of them can be from the same mama. That's saying a lot. And I'm not the only one. They house niggas with a lot of mommy issues. I've been in jail maybe 3 times. And I don't know how the fuck I got there. But I was there. And I realized that there's a lot of niggas in there with mommy issues. They got mama issues. You cannot, let me tell you something. You can't possibly have a father issue if he's never there. That's not an issue. That's a cause. You gotta ask yourself, why? Cause what? What made him not want to be there? What makes him not want to be there? What makes him feel like, hey, fuck it, I don't want to be in my kid's life. Shit. there's motivations and reasons of why it's this shit. I've grown into it, and I've seen a lot. My personal issue is just mainly with my mom. I didn't know this is where all my problems and issues and anxieties and fears and attitude, all this shit coming from and stemming from one person, my mother. It doesn't matter about the father, really, because at the end of the day, your mother was the first relationship ever before the father. Your mother was your first relationship, your first relating to this planet, your first communication to this planet. She was your way of communicating. She is your way of, by way of expressing yourself. Mothers will always have this effect because they develop the child inside of them, and then they feed the child for the first at least 13 years of their lives. After 13, I guess they start feeding themselves. Some come early and some come shit later. Some don't even come at all. They got other children cooking for them, which is one of me. That's what I do. I have been doing it for about 25 years plus. Always, anyways, anywhere, anyhow, anyway. Shit. I've been really putting in this making people happy with food skills. And I've done it in different ways. I make myself happy different by eating different from how I feed people. I feed people steaks, meat. I don't eat that shit. Personally, I don't like it. I don't like what it does to me, what it had done to me throughout the years that I was eating it and didn't realize I'm looking at it. My mom and dad, look, they eat this shit. Look at the effect that's happening. I didn't realize that until I started smoking weed. I started reading about marijuana and the uses of marijuana. The uses of just, hey, let's get some herb today, sit back. And let me tell you something about marijuana. Marijuana, the side effect when it comes to having the munchies, I honestly think other than one place where people desire meat after smoking. They desire something light, crunchy. That's why they call it the munchies. With that, people love crunchy things, light things. I don't know. I want a 14 ounce or 18 ounce. Gotta be rare. Or something is really, really off. Yeah. My point is, everybody have issues and everybody got problems. Everybody go through shit. How the fuck are you gonna be a solution? How are you gonna partner up? Especially with family. Family is over fucking rated when it comes to how I want to say it. Us. When it comes to us, it's overrated. We have been taught, hey man, don't work with your family. You can't do shit. You can't do business with your family. This is just shit we've been taught. This is shit that go through the whole neighborhood. You'd be lucky not to hear that shit. Like, from my understanding, just looking at other people's lives and how they come up, especially these, what they call superstars. Listen, these people have a tight-ass family. Or they come into one. This is how Hollywood works. This is how the camera, the entertainment business, it works through family. Family. A whole family. Grandmama. And if you lucky, great-grandparent is in on it too. And this is what keeps them living. They might look like they're young. They might not look the age that they really are, because this is what's been motivating them. Family. Family is powerful as fuck when you're a family, a unit. When you have at least 4 generations in your house, in one house, under the roof, 4 generations under the roof. Oh my God. That's the government. As a child, from 4 generations under the same roof, you're under a covenant. Think about that. You're a sinner, which means you're going to repeat the same bullshit if you're in a broken family. If you're in a family that does not go down together. If you're in a family that does not work together. If you're in a family that does not even give a fuck about who's in your family, that's a sin. That's just automatic a sin generation. It's just generated sin throughout your days of living. It was passed down to me. Shit was passed down to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? What do I do with this shit? I have no support from family because of the way they think of me. I could kill myself. I could end it all. Could be today. With just this video. God has given me the power and the right to generate more of me so I can keep living. Wow. You hear that? You hear that? It's right on time. You hear that? A man would rather come home to that, deal with that right there, than to deal with a broken family. A family that don't give a fuck. A family that just cannot get it together. A family that judges each other to the point where it locks each other out of each other, and you broke a bond. You're breaking a chain of commandment. Can't survive off that. Nobody can survive off that. A grandmama is not a grandmother anymore. A grandfather is not a grandfather anymore. Just Pete and Martha. That's it. They don't exist. They die out too soon. And they're not able to create a legacy. Not us. Not us. Us is different. Us is, if you ain't got no money, then we ain't fucking with you. That's what us is like. I'm gonna share one more thought. This is gonna be deep for me. And if there's anybody out there that's looking for a friend that wants to conversate about anything, it don't even matter. Listen, understand, I'm right here. I'm not afraid to hear crazy opinions or statements or judgments. I'm telling you, once your mother has put her 2 cents in, once your mother has told you some shit like, you don't understand, you will not understand, it's too late, what do you believe in? If your mother is talking to you in this sense, you have to understand something. She don't give a fuck. She don't care. She has lost her way. She has lost her joy to disappointing dreams that she didn't pursue. for you. Feel sorry for yourself. Try to lift your self-esteem up by appearance and shit. You're more concerned about how you look, your appearance, than to worry about or to just fix what the fuck is inside of you, which is your self-esteem. Self-esteem is a motherfucker. Start covering up shit. Just covering up. It's weird. Nah, I'm not gonna tell a story. Fuck it. The story is just untold. It's just theory. Cool beans.